Hamilton is officially backed into the most terrifying corner of her entire gold-digging life, and I'm sitting here on the edge of my sofa, spilling my popcorn everywhere, just watching her absolutely lose her mind. I mean, we all knew this day was coming, right? We knew that slowly poisoning your husband with some mysterious toxic serum was going to blow up in her face eventually, but seeing it happen in real time, seeing the sheer unadulterated panic in her eyes as the walls close in on her, it is cinematic gold. I am hyperventilating just thinking about it, and I need to vent to you guys right now before I explode. Let's rewind for a second because my brain is moving a million miles an hour. Bill Hamilton, the arrogant, stubborn, cheating Bill, is lying in a hospital bed at Garland Memorial. He collapsed during Dr. Madison Montgomery's deposition. His hands were shaking, he could barely speak, and he was physically deteriorating right before our eyes. And what does Haley do? She fakes this sickeningly sweet, worried wife routine. She is standing there, crushing his hand, pretending to pray to God for his recovery, while secretly smiling on the inside. I wanted to throw my remote at the screen. You evil genius, I yelled at her. But her little victory dance was cut brutally short. Why? Because Dr. Madison Montgomery is nobody's fool. Madison, along with Chelsea and Naomi, are circling Bill's bed like a pack of protective, suspicious wolves, and they are not letting anything slip past them. And this is where the absolute terror sets in for him. Madison ruled out a stroke after the MRI. Thank goodness for medical science, right? But then plot twist, Madison suspects a TIA, which is a mini stroke, and she orders more blood tests. She actually remembered Bill's abnormal test results from earlier this year. I could literally see the color drain from Haley's perfectly contoured face. If Bill stays overnight for observation and they run those comprehensive blood tests, the poison will be discovered. The toxicology report will light up like a Christmas tree, and Haley's entire $10 million life insurance scheme will go up in smoke. She is trapped. She is suffocating in her own web of lies, and I am here for every single second of this delicious karma. So, what does a desperate, cornered Black Widow do? She scurries off to meet her partner in crime, her sleazy cousin, Randy Parker. I swear, every time these two are on screen together, I feel like I need a shower. They meet up in their usual sketchy spot, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a scalpel. Haley is pacing. She is frantic. She is practically hyperventilating. She looks at Randy with these wild, crazy eyes. She realizes that Bill's current hospitalization is the ultimate fleeting window of opportunity. If they delay, if they hesitate for even a second, the doctors will find the poison in his system. They have to accelerate the plan. They have to finish him off right here, right now, before the truth comes out. And then Haley drops the absolute bombshell that made me gasp out loud. She looks Randy dead in the eye and demands a lethal dose, a kill shot. She wants to inject Bill with a massive, fatal dose of the poison to induce a massive stroke and just end it all right there in the hospital bed. Are you out of your mind, Haley? I literally screamed at my TV. You cannot just murder a high-profile lawyer in the middle of Garland Memorial with his brilliant doctor, his fiercely protective daughters, and his ex-wife swarming the building. It is absolute suicide. But she is so blinded by the money and the paralyzing fear of prison that she doesn't even care anymore. She just wants him dead and the money in her bank account. Thank the soap opera gods for Randy Parker, because for once in his miserable henchman life, he is the voice of reason. Randy immediately pumps the brakes on her insane murder fantasy. He looks at her like she has completely lost her grip on reality. He tells her the lethal dose idea is way too dangerous. If Bill suddenly drops dead from a massive stroke while under close medical observation, the hospital will demand a full autopsy. The coroner will tear his body apart, the police will launch a massive homicide investigation, and they will absolutely find the poison. Randy is sweating, shaking his head, telling her to back down from the ledge. He insists that they need to deal with Bill's women first. And by women, he means the absolute fortress of females guarding Bill: Naomi, Chelsea, Danny, and Madison. Randy's logic is actually chillingly sound, and I hate that I agree with him. He tells a frantic Haley that they need to trust the process and stick to the original slow burn plan. He firmly believes that the doctors won't find anything definitively abnormal in this upcoming blood test, just like they couldn't figure out the anomaly in his previous test. Randy wants to play the long game, wait for the heat to die down, get Bill discharged from the hospital, handle the suspicious women who are asking too many questions, and then increase the poison dosage to induce the fatal stroke at home away from prying medical eyes. It's a calculated, cold-blooded strategy, but Haley is way too panicked to listen to reason. She is terrified of that blood test. She knows that if Madison finds out, it is game over. This leads to the most insane, heart-stopping, impossible realization of the entire episode. Haley decides that she cannot leave her fate in the hands of a Garland Memorial Lab technician. She cannot risk the blood test revealing her slow burn murder plot. So, what is her grand, desperate solution? A race against time. Haley Hamilton realizes she has to physically sneak into the hospital laboratory and swap Bill's blood sample. Yes, you heard me right. She is going to pull a full-blown Mission Impossible style heist in the middle of a bustling hospital. I am sweating. My heart is pounding out of my chest. How in the world is she going to pull this off? Let's just pause and visualize this absolute train wreck of a plan. Haley, in her designer clothes and 6-inch stilettos, sneaking past nurses' stations, dodging security cameras, and infiltrating a secure medical lab. It is so absurd. It is brilliant. I am already imagining her ducking behind a medication cart, holding her breath as Ashley Morgan or Shanice Johnson walks by with a clipboard. What if she grabs the wrong vial? What if she drops the blood sample and it shatters on the pristine hospital floor? The sheer level of anxiety this storyline is inducing in me is borderline unhealthy. I am talking to the screen saying, Haley girl, you are going to get caught. You are not a spy. You are a gold digger who is in way, way over her head. The stakes have literally never been higher in Fairmont Crest. This isn't just about a cheating husband or a messy divorce anymore. This is life or death. This is freedom or a lifetime in a tiny concrete cell. If Haley successfully swaps that blood sample, she buys herself time. She keeps her cover, she gets Bill home, and she eventually gets her hands on that massive $10 million life insurance pay. She gets everything she has ever wanted. But if she fails, if a nurse catches her, if Madison walks into the lab to check on the results personally, the trap she has spent months carefully setting for Bill will instantly become the cage that locks her away forever. It is a breathtaking gamble, and I am so here for the drama. And let's talk about the massive obstacles standing in her way. The women of Bill's life are not going to make this easy. Naomi is already on high alert, fiercely protecting her father and demanding that everyone step up. She literally told Haley to be useful and forced her to convince Bill to stay overnight. Naomi is watching Haley like a hawk. Then you have Chelsea, who straight up accused Haley of only being with Bill for his money, right to her face. The hostility is palpable. And Madison? Madison is a brilliant, analytical doctor who is determined to solve the medical mystery of Bill's symptoms. Haley is severely outnumbered, outsmarted, and outgunned by these incredible women. And we haven't even factored in the ultimate wild card, Danny Dupree. My girl Danny is a chaotic mess right now, drowning in guilt over that steamy elevator hookup with Bill during the tornado. Danny is lurking around the hospital, claiming she's only there for the kids, but we all know she still cares about him. She even held his hand and told him she wouldn't accept a world without him. What if Danny is the one who catches Haley sneaking into the lab? Can you imagine the explosive, hair-pulling, screaming confrontation that would happen in the middle of the hospital corridor? Danny would absolutely destroy her. The tension is building to a boiling point, and I know a massive explosion is coming. I am literally vibrating with excitement and dread. I cannot wait for tomorrow's episode. Will Haley actually pull off this insane blood swap heist? Will Randy's hesitation cost them everything? Or will Madison Montgomery finally put the pieces together and realize her star client is being poisoned by his own wife? The suspense is killing me. I need to know what happens next. Let me know your wildest theories in the comments, besties. Do you think Haley gets caught red-handed, or does she slip through their fingers one more time? Keep your eyes peeled and your drama radars on high alert, because Fairmont Crest is about to explode.